All right, sorry about the wind. We are in Lubbock, Texas, which means it's windy 24/7. Here is my first attempt of rolling out a round bale of hay. They have done a very good job in this area of eating the grasses, munching them down. I need to move them, but we've decided we want to move Mama and baby, Winnie and Rue, from that side of the fence to this side of the fence to merge the herds and get them trained on the hot wire. So in order to keep them in here, I needed some hay. So we got some hay. I attempted to roll it out, which went okay down here, but over here it came out way too thick. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of pitch some of it on both sides and kind of spread it out for them, and then the next day or so we'll move those two in with them, and get them used to it. So we have some happy steers right now, and we have a happy mama, and Rue always confuses her food with her bed. I'm sorry, his bed. So Winnie will kick him out here in a minute. Rue is chilling. Steers are eating. I gotta do some moving. All right. We used a little hand pick there. Hey, kind of move some of it around. We still have a big chunk right through here, which will be fine, but we maneuvered it pretty good area out and around. So their salad bar is open and they're enjoying it. So question is, why did we throw all this hay stretched out like this? Well, it's because they have a job to do, and their number one job is to, let's find it here, number one job is to fertilize this land. We are operating as regenerative farming practices. What does that mean? That means that they are not supposed to stay in one area. It also means they are not to have access to all of our property at the same time, because what that does is they get to go pick and choose what they want to eat, and we want them to eat things that sometimes they wouldn't. When you don't have the best pasture, as we do, since we've had no animals back here for basically the 8 years that we've lived on this property, and before that I know of they had 4 horses back here. There was nothing really operating to help build pasture, and so our goal is to use those 3, those 2, plus some future to help us build pasture. How do you build pasture? Well, for one, you add carbon. That's what the hay's for. They're going to do exactly what they're doing right there. They're going to stomp it. They're going to pee on it. They're going to poop. They're going to give us plenty of nutrients and manure and urine. And in return, they help us build pasture, and we get some delicious grass-fed beef in the process. Those are Dexter steers, which means those 3 are the equivalent of basically 1 Angus. Those are probably, the 2 smaller ones are probably around 400 pounds, maybe 350 even. The bigger one, he's probably pushing 450 or so. Maybe, actually he's probably pushing 600. The other 2 are probably pushing around 450. One full-size Angus steer can range, up until 11, 12, 1,300 pounds. So basically 3 of those is pretty equivalent to 1 Dexter steer. Now, the difference is those 3 give us 3 of them manuring and watering and stomping into the ground. They don't do as much damage to the ground because they're lighter weight, but they do enough to stir up the seed bank, manure the ground, and help us gain our pasture. So next step is going to be moving Mama Winnie and baby Rue. Rue, what are you doing? Looks like you almost got tucked into bed by Mama. So next step is going to be moving those 2 over in here to join them. Currently they still have their water access right over there inside the corral area. That'll be moved out soon. But for now, their job is to eat, stomp, and fertilize. And then we'll start moving them on the next pasture. As you can see, they've done a pretty good job over here. And so next we're going to move over into this area. And when we do so, we'll go ahead and roll out some more hay. So I predict they'll be here for probably a week when we get Mama in here and get her trained to this hot wire. And then we've got our next 2 paddocks already set up. And then after that, we'll just keep moving them down.